What you doing? What you doing? You like being outside? Yeah, checking things out. What's that noise anyway? Good morning, everyone. This is David with Tigner Adventures, and we are really into Arkansas now. So we are at Hot Springs, Arkansas. We stayed at West Memphis, Arkansas, so we did come in Arkansas already for the one night, but we are now at Hot Springs, Arkansas. We are now in the national park, and so we are staying at the campground here. And what I wanted to do was just take a couple minutes here and just show you around the campground. Then we're going to go over to the visitor center and check things out. So this is the Gulpha Gorge Campground, and we are in the national park here. However, this is kind of laid out interesting. So the national park, if you look at this picture, actually takes care of, kind of goes up all around, but it's got this private little sector here, commercial sector, I should say. That kind of splits it apart a little bit here and there. We're in this canyon. There's a nice little creek running over here to my right, and it's a nice little canyon. There is a road. You can kind of hear a little bit of noise out there that goes up around that circle, and the idea of is a bypass of some kind. So there is a little bit of road noise here. Not much, especially in the evenings or night. There's really nothing. So pretty nice little campground. The visitor center is actually in the next canyon over from here, so you can't just ride your bikes. In fact, we haven't figured out any place that we can really ride our bikes around here. So we don't know much about the whole national park yet. Their multimedia stuff doesn't really tell us anything. But the campground itself has about 50 sites. They're fairly close together, but they're nice in the sense that it's convenient, and it's full service. So you get your full hookups, and that's not something that's normal at a national park campground, but it's pretty nice here. The cost per night is $35, but if you're a senior, that's $17 a night for full hookups, 50 amp service. So that is pretty good. You can see down through here that there's it's just, the sites are close together, but it is a pretty little campground. And over here you can see back there the buildings. Those are actual the ranger buildings and stuff, but there is no, you do all your reservations online, and when you get here you just go to your site. We actually have not talked to anybody since we've been here, which is different, but and right over there straight through is a camper with a bunch of wood back there. That's actually the camp host, and they have driven by a few times. I thought they would want to see my pass and everything, but they haven't said anything. They just kind of make sure the stickers are on the post that says you have the reservation there, and that's pretty much it. So anyway, I'm just going to kind of cut through here. That's another row right up there, another street with camping on it, and right behind that is the actual highway. So when I was looking at reservations here, one of the comments on some of the sites up this way were that it's right next to the road, and you get road noise until about 10 or 11 at night, and then it's pretty nice. But during the day you'll hear vehicles on the road. So we decided to go on this very back row over this way. So we kind of didn't want to be right next to the road if we didn't have to. So we're right back over there. They do have this bathroom right here, so they do have facilities close, and they are flush toilets. They do have drinking water, and so pretty nice little setup. The whole idea of Hot Springs National Park is this whole area, and the reason it's called Hot Springs is because it's all hot springs. I guess they have a lot of hikes, and then they have this whole area. It's called Bathtub Row, So it's all these buildings with all these hot tubs. Anyway, the visitor center is right on the main street, and it's just right the bathhouses that are all just stacked up here. So there's no parking, but they do have this big parking facility, free that you can park in.
And it's clean.
It's really clean. So
it's nice.
Anyway, that's nice. So now we're going to just walk over across the street to the visitor center. This is the main street of Bathhouse Road. So here's all the bathhouses that are along here. So this particular one now, the Superior Bathhouse, is just a microbrewery now. The Hale Hotel Hale is an eatery and bar, and the Maurice Bathhouse is closed. And then this one here, which is the Fordyce Bathhouse, that's where we're at right now. That's the visitor center. This is the Quapaw Bathhouse, and it actually is open normally, but closed this week. The Ozark Bathhouse, and this is the
it's the art center.
The art area, and this is National Park Service here. This is the Buckstaff Bathhouse, and it offers traditional bath experience and has been in operation since 1912. So this is another one that's actually open now for use, but closed this week, so we can't go to it. And the Lamar Bathhouse, this is the gift shop for the Park Service. This is the Hot Springs Mountain Tower. It's an observation tower on Hot Springs Mountain. So this is the Fordyce Bathhouse. So the Fordyce Bathhouse has been converted into the visitor center for the National Park Service. As luck would have it, this week happens to be the week they're doing maintenance on the whole system. And actually, the National Park Service is the one that maintains all the pipelines coming into all the bathhouses. So this week, they're all closed for some replacements that they're going to do on the lines. We can still, wander around the visitor center to see what a bathhouse actually looks like. The ones that they had early on in the 1800s were all made out of wood, and they kind of rotted and burned down and everything. So finally, the city made an ordinance that said they had to be made out of marble. And so then they started putting them together a lot nicer. So if you look at this one, it's in pretty nice shape, and a lot of cool marble work. And they had nice therapy rooms that they used, lounge rooms where you could lounge around, and they had showers. But they also had the where you could have private baths. So if you didn't want to be in the community area, community pools, you could have your own privacy. And then for those really hard cases, they have this, they call it the hydrotherapy room. So they've got all these jets on there, plus they have these hoses that they stand back and shoot you. And then of course the steam rooms. Now if you have issues where you can't get around or whatever, paraplegic, whatever, then they have this set up here where they can put you onto this board, and then they go all around this track system, perform the therapy on you. And one thing that we should make a note of is there was a lot of soldiers that came through here too. Back in those days, there wasn't any other way to get things, get healed or get taken care of, and so this was really popular. They had all these different massage rooms. They had electric massages. They had places that you could stay. They even had this gym that you could go and work out and things like that to help you do your therapies with. So they were pretty all-inclusive clubs, and just to help people out. This kind of all went to the wayside when the pharmaceuticals came about and started getting pills to take care of everything. People didn't make the long trips out here to do these bathhouses anymore, and so that's why a lot of them have now closed, and there's only really 2 that are actually open now. So this is the settlement in the water?
Right, so this is mineral water, and then over time it's able to crystallize into what we see here as sort of the sparkles. And so anytime you have mineral water, it's going to have similar constituents to this, like Poland spring water or whatever it is. And in our case, because this bottle has not been opened in 18 years, then you get to see the crystallization of the minerals. In this case, it's 4 years of us keeping the national piping industry going because they have to replace the pipes or just brush out all the minerals every once in a
Chisel out all
while.
the.
Yeah.
So this is one of the springs. The ranger said it was about 140. There's some steam coming off. Scald your toe. Okay.
My toes are tougher than my fingers, maybe. Oh, I don't know. It's pretty warm. Yeah, it's pretty warm. I wouldn't want to put everything in.
Isn't a standard hot tub like 120 or is it 106? 105. 105 for standard hot tub. Seems to be hot. So he says this is about 140. So this tower, first tower, was built back in 1877. The one that's here now is just a little bit different than this one, but this was the original one. It says the current one here was built in 1983. It's 216 feet high. Cost $1.5 million to build it. Got a little bit of a store down here at the bottom. This is where we buy our tickets. We have our coins. They cost us seniors, actually with a park pass, it's $9 for each person in your group. And we're going through this turnstile here, so we just use the coin. And they have an elevator. This is the way to visit the top, is through the elevator. So no jumping. Oh, in elevator, okay. So anyway, you can see right here, I mean, the prices are actually pretty good, but if you have a park pass, then everybody that's in your group is included. And so everybody with the park pass gets in for $9 a piece. If they're 12 years and older, then it's $9 a piece. So not a bad deal. Pretty good price. So we're gonna go up to the top. We're just waiting for the elevator. And then we'll get a 360-degree view of the whole surrounding area. All right, we are up here at the top. And here we are. So, overlooking the valley here. So right below us here is the bathhouses. You can see just looking out through here, Hot Springs is the actual town is a pretty good sized town. They're spread out all over the place, and there's not one road that goes straight as far as I can tell. They circle all around everywhere. There's lots of one-ways, and we'll just continue our view. Remember, up here we have a 360-degree view of the whole valley below. This is actually called Hot Springs Mountain, and when it rains, the water actually percolates down through the soil, down into the crust. This is not a volcanic setup. The water just goes down through for 1 mile down, and then it gets into this little aquifer that actually brings all the water back to the surface, and it comes out at 143 degrees. So that water takes 4,000 years to make that 1 mile trip down and 1 mile trip back out again. And there's no sulfur or anything like that in it. It's not volcanic, so it's just the heat of the crust itself is just heating that water up. Down at the bottom where it's at is about 160 something degrees, and by the time it comes out, it's cooled down to 140. And then they have water fountains around town, and the water you can get for drinking water, and you can actually drink that water. It comes out of those fountains at 140 degrees, so it's completely sanitized. And you just gotta be careful when you're collecting it that you don't get burned. Once that cools down, then you can drink it. All right, we have finished our little soaking today. We actually stayed a couple extra days because the water's been turned off all week, but we decided today is our anniversary. Happy anniversary.
42 years.
42 years. So we decided to hang out in Hot Springs for 2 more days. and the pool is actually open today. So we went into the pool.
That was the omen.
Yep.
It was open on the 27th.
Yep. So Gulpha is the hot bathhouse that we went to today, because it's they have a general pool and it's $25, and you know, they did everything for that $25. They give you a free locker, they give you free water, they give you towels.
They just fill up your drink.
Yep, they wait on you while you're sitting in the
Drank
pools.
a gallon of water.
Yep, so you know, it's well worth the $25 they charge, and you can stay in there as long as you want. So
there's a little cafe. There's
yep.
places to lay down.
And they got like sandwiches and things for $9.99, I think it was, or something. So I mean, the prices aren't bad. So you know, it's pretty interesting. They also have, besides that, then they get into the expensive stuff, because then they have all the private spas and, you know, massages and you know, bathtubs and things. You know, they have all that, and it can be up to it was like $800 or $900 for one package.
Wow.
Yeah, for one of the packages. So they get pretty expensive. So, but the $25 was well worth the soak. So
for us.
Yep. So anyway, that we got to see quite a few things around here. So we'll show you some pictures of the spa inside. We took pictures. You couldn't have anybody in the pictures, which is fine. So we just took a couple, and then you can't have any electronics actually sitting around the bath areas. So we got a few pictures here. You can kind of see a little bit of what it's about. I mean, it's pretty nice. They've got it laid out really nice. So anyway, but that ends our little journey here in Hot Springs, Arkansas. So it's been really nice. Tomorrow morning we'll be hitting the road and moving on. And so today we've still got to do some more celebrating. We moved down to the Elks Lodge because the campground was full, and so the Elks is having had a little party last night, and then they're having another party tonight. So they're British invasion tonight. So that should be pretty fun, and that'll be our last portion of our celebration. So anyway, a lot of fun. It's been a fun little place. It's a fun little town. It's a lot larger than you would expect it to be. And one of the guys last night at the Elks Club was telling me that in 2024, Hot Springs, Arkansas has been named one of the prime spots for the eclipse. Now, I don't know if that's true or not, but he told me that and said that we needed to come back. So anyway, there's going to be 1 million people. He said because this is a tourist town, they can accommodate the influx of people. So that'd be kind of interesting. So, but I don't think we're going to come back for the eclipse. But anyway, I thought that was an interesting point. So anyway, thanks for coming along with us today and sharing our special day with us for the last few days. I mean, we've been here a week now. So anyway, we're going to move on. And so thanks for watching. Hope to see you down the road. And if not, then we'll just see you on the next video. So take care.
Bye.